Okay, I hope you're enjoying our adventure into energy and have been returning for new episodes. We are delaying the release of these videos, even though I'm on a roll and recording them all in one sitting, so that you have time to practice in between each one before you move on to a new technique. So, if you have come across this video out of order, know that it is a series. And although these are intended to be watched in order and are available in the free private group in a more organized fashion, follow your intuition about how you want to watch them. So this segment is about using divine energy. Last week was about personal energy. And finally, next week, my personal favorite, universal energy. As you recall from earlier videos, divine energy is accessed by channeling the power present in a god, a goddess, a saint, a guide, or any other living thing, any other thing or entity which already possesses the power you want to connect to and is willing to assist you. Remember, anytime you're using an energy through another entity, you risk them having their own agenda and that they may just be having a bad day and tampering with your intended outcome. In addition, it's always advisable to use a protection ritual before making contact. Now, entities are not always who they profess to be, so better safe than sorry. Even with these caveats, this can be a powerful energy to work with. I encourage you to develop a relationship with that entity and interact with them in a meaningful way regularly, not just when you want something. The elements of the earth, air, fire, and water also fall into this category, as they are sentient beings as well. Now, ether, considered the fifth element, however, I place into the universal energy category. So, having already developed a relationship with the divine entity, return to that altered state of consciousness as you did when working with personal energy. Remember to do an energetic protection ritual before proceeding. Not all deities and power partners are benevolent 100% of the time. They can be cranky or temperamental. I cannot stress enough that it is best to anticipate the possibility and handle it in advance with a protection spell. So, all magical connection requires some form of altered state of consciousness that allows us to get out of our normal waking state. Perhaps that's through your altar, meditation, hypnosis, drumming, even becoming entranced by a candle or a scrying glass. In the personal energy video, we used breath work, but any of these methods to become grounded and centered are equally effective. As you take a deep breath and release the tension, close your eyes and expand your senses to connect with the power symbol you seek. If this entity or deity is identified by a particular symbol, feel free to add that to your altar in your ceremony or visualize it. Always greet your divine entity, refresh your connection, and make offerings or express honor or gratitude before making your request. It's best to know what your deity prefers before you get started. Remember that while universal energy may work at your command because it abides by the laws of physics, and that's next week, divine energy must be willing and able to help. So not all entities are versed in all things. So select one that is most adept at assisting in your current needs. If they are unable or unwilling to help you at the moment, you can ask them to assist by introducing you to another who can. Another possibility is reaching out to your own higher self. Now, in this, there's no need for protection as there's no risk of harm. This does not fall into the category of universal energy since your higher self is not strictly following the laws of physics, but has a bias toward meeting your soul's desires. Now, not necessarily your current desire, however, and by making this connection, you risk being enlightened, shall we say, into seeking a more desirable path than your current desired outcome. Now, no real harm here, since it would be better for you in the long run anyway, because your higher self knows, just perhaps not exactly what you had in mind at the moment. So I hope this has been helpful. And next week, we will get into universal energy. So until then, happy crafting. And thank you for letting me help you bring more magic into your life.